In this video, we're going to continue on with our exploration of Edge Animate's properties and animation capabilities, and we're going to recreate this project here. Let me just quickly show you what this is. If I hit Command Return on my keyboard, that will launch this project in a browser. And when I do, you can see that this is basically a ball in an environment and a drop button. If I click the drop button, my ball not only bounces, but it bounces realistically. There is some animation easing applied to this ball. We're going to recreate this project here. If I click the stop button, you can see I can stop this at any time. We're going to create this, and in so doing, we are really going to explore a lot of what Edge Animate, at least we're going to begin to explore a lot of what Edge Animate can really do. To start this project, what I want you to do is to come to the File drop-down menu and select New. And Edge Animate will create a default file for us with the 550 pixels by 400 pixels high. What we're going to do is we're going to start by creating our ball. I want you to select the ellipse tool from our toolbar up at the top here. And roughly in the center of our screen, I want you to click and drag a ball about that size. Hold down the Shift button to constrain it to a perfect circle. There we are. Now this ball that we've just created does have some default styling with this gray fill color here, but what I'd like to do is I would like to give this ball a gradient. If I come over to my properties panel, you can see that there is a section here called color. There are two swatches here. This first swatch will allow me to choose a fill color or a transparent version of that color if I choose the alpha slider. Right next to it though, we have this swatch. If I click on that, you can see this actually allows us to choose our gradients. Linear gradients, radial gradients. Well, what I want to do is I want to create a radial gradient. I'm just going to click on that symbol right here. And you can see a gradient has been applied to our circle, but it's not correct. What we need to do is invert the light and dark versions of these colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this color stop down and bring this color stop up, and you can see now we have a gradient in our circle that reflects more closely what a ball or a sphere would look like. Let's change the orientation of our center point. I'm just going to drag that a little bit over to the right. I'm going to decrease this value, and that'll raise up our center point. And you can see now our center point of our gradient is up to the top right. Again, giving this object a bit more of a spheroid look. Just going to press return, accept that. I want you to imagine how this animation is going to occur. This ball is going to fall down, hit the floor, and then bounce back up. When it hits the floor, though, I want it to deform just a little bit. I want it to take on a little bit of elasticity. I need to change the origin point, and that is the point around which all transformations occur. Currently, the transformation point is at the center of this circle. You can see that little blue square right in the middle of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my properties panel, and down here under the transform section, I'm going to change the Y property of that origin point. In fact, I'm just going to scrub this, and you can see how that point is now moving to the bottom of our sphere. There we go. And you'll see why this is important in just a moment. In our next video, we're going to get this ball moving.